Have you ever been erased? From your own creation? Not fired. Not replaced. Erased. Have you ever watched a mediocre man become a billionaire? Using your code, your sleepless nights, and your intellectual DNA? Because that is exactly what happened to me. And in exactly 10 minutes, I am going to destroy a $1.2 billion IPO without ever stepping inside the building. Welcome to financial justice. If you believe that proof is more powerful than promises, hit that subscribe button, because this is not a startup story. This is a financial execution. This is the $50 million code. It is 8:45 in the morning, New York City. Cold rain slides down the glass towers of Times Square. Above the crowd, on the giant NASDAQ billboard, is Marcus Thorne, my co-founder, my former best friend. Kiert, the man who fired me on a 7-minute Zoom call. In 15 minutes, Marcus is going to ring the opening bell. The market valuation is set at $1.2 billion. He genuinely believes today is his coronation. He thinks deleting my administrative access erased my leverage. He thinks a non-disclosure agreement erased my voice. But Marcus forgot the one thing engineers never forget. Always build a backdoor. He stole my equity. He diluted my ownership from 50%, all the way down to 0.9. He transferred my patent filings into his private name. But he could not steal the server logs. He could not steal the audit trail. Right now, sitting across the street in a coffee shop, I am holding 300 pages of forensic evidence. Wire fraud, user inflation, securities manipulation, material misrepresentation. Once I press send, the trading will not open. It will freeze. His assets will be frozen. His investors will panic. And the federal agents, already standing inside the lobby, will stop smiling. Marcus thinks he is ringing the bell of success. He is ringing the dinner bell. And the sharks are already in the water. 5 years earlier, Palo Alto. No glass towers, no venture capital. Just a 2-car garage that smelled like burnt circuitry and cheap pizza. Marcus was magnetic back then. Visionary. Charismatic. He looked me in the eyes and said, 50-50, Sarah. Partners for life. I was 27. I walked away from a Stanford PhD program. I liquidated my life savings. I maxed out 2 credit cards just to buy the GPS we needed. While I built the neural architecture, Marcus built the narrative. I wrote reinforcement learning pipelines. He wrote LinkedIn threads about hustle. I debugged memory leaks at 3 a.m. while he networked at rooftop investor parties. The night the model finally worked, he did not say, "This changes the world." He looked at the screen and said, "This will make us rich." That was the first fracture, but I ignored it. Because founders do not see red flags. We only see runway. Money changes the oxygen in the room. After the seed round, everything accelerated. After Series A, everything shifted. Suddenly, there were closed-door meetings. Lawyers I had never met. New board members who could not even define backpropagation. Then, I saw the cap table. Millions of new shares had been issued to advisors. Strategic dilution. My ownership had dropped from 50% to 0.9%. I had zero voting control. I had zero leverage. When I confronted him in his corner office, he just smiled. "Sarah, you're being emotional." There it is, the most expensive word in Silicon Valley. Emotional. Then came the real request. "Smooth the numbers," Marcus whispered. User growth had stalled. The churn rate was climbing. The burn rate was accelerating. "Make it look like a hockey stick curve, or the investor's walk." That sentence alone is prison. I refused. That was the moment I stopped being a partner and started becoming a threat. 30 days before the IPO, Human Resources called me in. No eye contact. "Restructuring," they said. "No severance. Immediate revocation of all access. The security guard escorted me past engineers I had personally hired. By 5 p.m., I was a trespasser at my own company. Then came the final twist, termination of benefits. In America, that means health insurance is gone. Marcus knew my mother was undergoing chemotherapy. He knew I needed that coverage to keep her alive. This was not strategy. This was cruelty. And then, the NDA. They told me if I spoke publicly, I would be sued into poverty. They thought they had built a cage, but they forgot that federal law outranks private contracts. I searched one phrase: Dodd-Frank whistleblower protection. Rule 21F17. You cannot legally prevent someone from reporting securities fraud to the SEC. That NDA, it was worthless paper. In that moment, I stopped being unemployed, and I started becoming dangerous. Revenge is emotional. Justice is procedural. I chose procedure. I partnered with a forensic accountant and an investigative journalist. We opened the black box. What investors thought was artificial intelligence was not AI. It was 1,000 conditional scripts stitched together. And when the system could not answer, the prompt was routed to overseas click farms. Human labor, masquerading as machine intelligence. 5 million users, 80% was bot traffic from server farms. Engagement purchased with investor capital. A classic circular fraud. Raise money, buy fake growth, raise more money, inflate the valuation. We documented everything: server logs, IP traces, internal Slack messages, wire transfers, 300 pages of absolute betrayal. I did not threaten Marcus. I did not warn him. I sent the dossier directly to the lead underwriters, the audit committee, and the SEC whistleblower portal. Then, I poured a coffee, and I waited. 9:30 a.m., the bell rang. Confetti fell like snow. For exactly 12 seconds, Marcus Thorne was a billionaire. Then, every phone in the room vibrated, simultaneously, behind him. The giant NASDAQ display flickered and changed. Trading halted. Material fraud investigation. Silence. 12 seconds of glory, followed by total annihilation. Federal agents entered through the glass doors. Not bankers, not lawyers. Agents. The stock never opened, and the IPO collapsed before the first trade could be made. Investors filed immediate litigation. Assets were frozen. Intellectual property was seized. And Marcus? Marcus finally learned about leverage. He thought ownership was equity. He found out it was evidence. 6 months later, bankruptcy court. Chapter 7. Liquidation. The company dissolved. The SEC issued a $40 million fine. Under Dodd-Frank, whistleblowers receive up to 30% of the recovery. My award? $8 million. But money was never the end game. Reclamation was. When assets liquidate, they sell at a massive discount. The servers, the patents, the code. My code. I bought it all back for a fraction of its original valuation. We rebuilt. Ethical architecture, transparent metrics, no fake users, no artificial growth curves. We are profitable. We are sustainable. And we are quiet. They say the best revenge is living well. That is incomplete. The best revenge is enforced accountability. Then, you live well. To every engineer watching this, log everything. Save everything. Trust documentation, not charisma, because in a world addicted to hype, truth is the most valuable algorithm ever written. My name is Sarah, and this time, I own the bell. If you want more case files like this, subscribe. The next financial empire is already under investigation.